What's up, fellas? It's the boy Sean J coming to you live and direct with another video. Today's topic of conversation is why I choose staying home over partying. Alright, why do I choose staying home over partying? That is the topic of conversation. Why I choose staying home over partying. Guys, man, I choose staying home over partying is because I've been there, did that. What do I mean by that? I've been outside. I've been about that life, about that party life. I've been out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I've been to house parties early on when I started drinking when I was 13. I've been to keg parties. I've been to a block party. I've done that. I was about that life. I experienced that life. Now I don't find that life so appealing as much anymore. At all anymore. To be honest with you, I don't do it anymore. Like I remember, like I live like a block or two away from the school I used to go to catch up on my credits, right? And every time I pass there, I always look around, see these kids. And they are kids. I was a kid. I'll get to it in a sec, but I always see a kid with a backpack on. Dude had a backpack on. And they were going to the same school I went to when I was their age. And when I look at them youngsters, man, I'm like, man, I was so young, bruh. I was so young. I was like, well, technically you had to be what, 14, 15 in high school? That's young. At the time, I thought I was grown, bruh. At the time, I thought I was grown, bro, but really wasn't like that. I was young, bro. I look at these youngsters, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, look how young they are. I was that dude. Like, I was that young too at one point. Like, we were all that young at one point. And it just, reality always hits when I pass that school, though. Look around, like, man, look at this cat right here. Look what, even down to the way he dressed, man, I had a job when I was in 10th grade, so I was dressing pretty fly. I started to stay fly, but I look at these high schoolers and man, they were young. And I think back on all the stuff I used to do when I was young. I was like, man, I was doing some stupid stuff, man. Like, I thought I had it all figured out, thought I was the stuff. But I remember this one time, I was going to a party, right? I was getting off the tracks. I didn't even have a cell phone, but I was about to call a dude on the phone, right? And I remember there's this youngster. He was probably around my age. I think he was around my age. You know what I'm saying? We were probably 15, 16, 17, something like that, right? Probably like 15, 16. And I can't remember I don't know. I just know he asked me where, well, I said what up to him, right? I said, well, hey, what's up, man? What you doing? It's a Friday night, keep in mind. Dude's like, oh, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I'm about to head to this party, man. We about to turn up. I'm turning up tonight. All that stuff. Thought I was the shiznit, right? Thought I was the stuff. He looked at me and he's like, oh, man, I wish I had a party to go to. I wish I was partying. At that time, I thought I was the shiznit because I was going to parties on Friday and Saturday nights. I was turning up. I was having a good old time. Thought I was the stuff, man. Thought I was that guy just because I was turning up. That interaction or that conversation with that dude that was around my age stuck with me till this day. You know what I'm saying? To see how stupid I was back in the day. But I don't even regret start partying when I was a teen because I got it out of my system before I was a full-blown adult type of stuff. Not when I was like 21. I was still drinking and, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't as much. I can admit right now that when I ain't gonna lie, when freshman year all the way up to 11th grade, I was going hard. Every Friday and Saturday night I had to get drunk. Keep that word in mind, drunk. plastered, drunk. Well, not plastered. I said about drunk though. My 20s was hitting the club. That's that new thing. Let's hit the club. We old enough. We 21 and older. Let's hit the club. I would go to the clubs, man. At the beginning, it was with friends, and it was I ain't really, we drunk and all that stuff, but I never really got plastered at the club. I know that sounds funny. Like most dudes get they drunk. I don't remember one time when I was really drunk at the club. Maybe once when I was with this girl, she bought a whole pint. Not a whole pint. She bought a whole picture of beer, and we just sat there and drank while we listened to music. But I didn't really get drunk. I didn't really get like plastered at the clubs as you would think, bro. Like not as much as you would think. But like, why I chose staying at home over partying, man. Your pockets, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga. You go to the club. Before you go to the club, you gotta make sure you have a fresh cut. How much is a fresh cut? Nowadays, it's about $30 for a fresh cut plus a $5 tip. That's $35 right there. I got dreads now. So if I'm gonna go clubbing, I gotta look good. Dreads gotta be twisted. That's $70 plus a $10 tip. So that's 80 and 30 makes what? 80 and 35 makes it all comes out to about $115 every 2 months for me. This is if I was still out here clubbing and stuff. But so you gotta make sure you got a fresh haircut. Make sure you got a new fit. Them J's that came out, you gotta get them. The J's gonna run you $100, $250, $300 for a brand new pair of J's. If you're smart, you get your alcohol from the liquor store and you get drunk before you go to the club. I've done that a lot too. If you're smart. But early on, when I started drinking, nah, man, we going. I ain't even gonna lie. We go to underage, bro. We would go to Walmart. We would go to 7-Eleven and buy a case of beer. Not only isn't a lot of alcohol content, but it doesn't have a lot of alcohol content, and it's the same price. But if you go to the liquor store, you buy that, I've seen beer, more alcohol content for around the same price. So, not only that, before you go to the club, if you're smart, like I said, you drink before you go to the club. But then even before you go to the club, even before you drink that night, you gotta make sure you have something in your stomach so you don't get sick or have a hangover. So you gotta eat. How much you spend on that joint? Go spend about $10-15 on something to eat. You know what I'm saying? And then you finally get to the club, you're gonna pay admission to get in. You know what I'm saying? You find a girl you like, you might buy her some drinks. And there we go again. What, shots? What? I mean, if I remember correctly, shots were like $2.50, $3 for a shot, I think. If I remember correctly, I think a pitcher of beer was what, $12 to $15? You know what I'm saying? Then they had food there. So I say all that to say it adds up very fast, fellas. It adds up fast. That's why I stay my black behind home. That joint adds up quick. I mean, it's compared to when you stay home. Stay home, it's you throw on some Netflix. Netflix is $6.99 a month. Throw on some Netflix. Maybe grab you a snack, some candy, some Sour Patches, or some gummy bears, or some popcorn, whatever you may like. I like my beef jerky though. I ain't gonna lie about it. I like my beef jerky. Grab up some beef jerky, maybe a little energy drink, and just hop in bed and just relax. You ain't around no loud music. You definitely ain't around a bunch of drunk folk. You ain't around a bunch of trouble. You're not in harm's way of getting into fights or going to jail. You ain't around none of that stuff, man. So, yeah, man. You ain't around any of that stuff. So, that's why I choose to stay at home, man. I choose to stay at home, bro. Now, that I'm older. I've been sober though for, I think it's been like since 2020 or 2019, like December 30th, 2019, since I had my last drink. So partying though, man, I can't remember the last time I partied at the club, bro. It's actually been a minute. I ain't gonna lie, I can't even remember. It's been a minute. My sister came into town from Indianapolis. She surprised me coming here. We went to the club, but I didn't really drink like that because I wasn't. It doesn't appeal to me anymore. I just don't drink. But we just showed her out. We showed her a good time. You know what I'm saying? Showed her what nightlife was like. But that's another story for another day. But that's why I choose to stay at home, man. You're gonna be out of trouble. You ain't gonna be spending up all this money. You're not gonna be around a bunch of drunk people. You're not gonna be around potential trouble to go to jail or something like that. Yeah, that's why I stay at home, fellas. That's why for me it's just best that I choose to stay at home over partying. That's my video, fellas. Like, comment, subscribe. Deuces.